Yeah, all the shocks that we've got here are interchangeable in terms of mounting. The stud post mount here could become a rod end.
Mm-hmm.
Down here at the bottom, that's a T-bar, but that's also a 5/8 bearing in there, or we can swap that out to a 1/2-inch bearing. So again, working with the customer, a few questions, we can figure out exactly what we need for those guys.
Okay. I've noticed also, like for instance, on an S10, depending on how they got the camber adjusted in the car where the A-frames post, when those cars come up, when they wheelie up, don't they come real close to hitting this? I think I've seen damage done before on that.
We want to make sure that we run the car through its suspension to make sure we don't have any problems there, and then address it accordingly. But you know, we've had to do some repair on shocks because we didn't check the geometry through its travel in the shop. We checked it on the racetrack as parts were coming off of it.
Right, and that's huge because, like you say, these shocks only have, you know, for example, 4 inches of travel. So if you set your stuff up with the car sitting static, you're not figuring on the 4 to 5 inches of rise, or you're not figuring on the 2 inches of squat when the car comes down.
Right.
So this shock will actually work back and forth since it's not on a perfect arc with the spring.
Right. It's going to move on an arc. And really, I think that's part of the setup here is you want to make sure that in the shop, you go through your range of motion. You want to make sure that everything is free and clear. We're not going to have any issues before we go to the racetrack. And that can save us a lot of headache. Financially, it can save us a little bit there too. But when we show up at the racetrack, we want to perform. We never want to see parts failure. So double check your front end geometry and make sure that everything is bind free and moves smoothly and works together.
All right.